เฮ้ยขอรับแทนเขาเลยบอกเขาว่าบินสภาใช่ปะสักพักหนึ่งเขาก็ถามมีไปแม่ถามโชว์ว่าพี่เป็นสภาจริงไหมพี่เป็นเยอะมากเขาถามพี่ก็บอกเขาว่าบินสภาใช่ปะสักพักหนึ่งเขาตอบว่ามีไปแม่เป็นคำถามที่ยากเรื่องอะไรไมโครโฟนหรือเสียงนี้ไหมเลือกตรงนี้ไหม
ผู้ชายหัว
ถูกแล้ว
ตัดผมสั้นเป็นคล้ายสุด
อันนี้อันนี้เหรอลอง
ฮัลโหลเทส1 2 3ฮัลโหลเทส1 2 3
ยังมาไม่ถึงยังมาถึงตอนช่วงที่ผู้หญิงอันนี้มามันต้องเปลี่ยนออกเราต้องปิดใหม่เพราะอันนี้เป็นความซิสเต็มฟอร์ลองดูใช่ไหม
ฮัลโหลเทส1 2 3
ปิดได้เลยครับคือผมปิดตรงนี้ ช็คทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่เช็คทดสอบทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่ทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่เช็คครับทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่ทดสอบเช็คทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่ห้าหกเช็คครับขออนุญาตทดสอบครับเช็คเช็คเช็คทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่เช็คทดสอบหนึ่งสองสามสี่เช็คทดสอบ
เทส1 2 3สวัสดีค่ะฮัลโหล
นี่คือไม่รู้ผม
พี่มอสเธอที่ไม่มาต้องเป็นคนดูแลแขกนะแต่กูจะไปอยู่ทีนึงนะแล้วคุยกับเจ๊ผมเป็นไง
กูไม่ได้คุยเลยกูไม่อยากคุยหรือคุยพี่จะเดี๋ยวพี่กลัวพี่ระเบิดอารมณ์เอาจริง
มีปอแล้วมีทีมีปอแล้วมีทีมีทีเป็นคนพูดเนาะแต่ว่าคนเป็นคนไทยจังเลย
ๆชัยเจริญวิทย์เนี่ยไม่มีเขาบอกแล้วจะเขินเลยนะคอมปกติ PC ก็ทำได้ ไม่ใช่แม่ไม่เกี่ยวบอกว่าต้องไปยอมแล้วก็ไปยอมแค่นั้นเอง
ไม่ใช่คุณโพงตอนนั้นพี่หญิงบอกว่าคุณโพงตอนนั้นว่าคุณโพงถามหาบอกว่าคุณโพงถาม
คุณแม่
เจ๊หนิงคุณโพงคนละคนที่ด่า
กูไม่อยากคุยกับแม่ง
ปิ๊กน้องปิ๊กน้อง
กูไม่คุยกับแม่งคุยไม่รู้เรื่องก็ไม่ต้องคุยให้พี่ภูมิทำงานหน่อยภูมิโบแล้วฮะ
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ เอายังไม่เปิด
เอาจะใช้งานพี่โบจะใช้งานพี่ภูมิอะไรเตรียมก่อนสินี่ไงมาแล้วหนึ่งจะนั่งไหมพี่
สัปดาห์มีตาพี่น้อง2 คนมีแค่อันนี้
ใช่คนนี้กลางเดือนหน้าน่าจะบ๊ายบายแล้วใช่
เร็วเนาะ
เขา2 เดือนเอง
อ๋อ
และอีกคนขวาอีก4 เดือน
ถึงเมื่อไหร่ถึงค่ะ
ใช่ครับกลางเดือนมีนามีแต่ผู้หญิงเนี่ยน้องเศรษฐศาสตร์จุฬาไม่สุดเป็นผู้ชายแต่พ่อเขาเริ่มตายมีน้องคนหนึ่งโคตรเศร้าเลยมาทำงานได้2-3 วันนั้นพ่อเสีย
ใคร
จริงๆแล้วก็แบบเขาก็แบบเขาเข้าใจแล้วแหละว่าหายไปประมาณ2 อาทิตย์อะนี่เดี๋ยวจะมีเด็กรัฐศาสตร์จุฬามาฝึกกับผมเขาเหมือนอยากฝึกน้ำก็เลยส่ง
ชายผู้หญิง
ผู้หญิง
ผู้หญิงแรงดึงดูดสาวๆไม่ธรรมดา
เกี่ยวอะไรล่ะ
พี่ออกไปดูความพร้อมของแขก
When the world is changing and transforming to digitalization, how do we adapt to change for our future? It's time to reenact Thailand in the digital world and start making changes. We drive connectivity and collaboration to change Thailand. We build digital manpower to enhance capabilities. We drive digital economy to change business competitiveness. We encourage digital innovation to change the world. Start making changes for Thailand's future. Making changes for everyone.
Good morning, distinguished guests, excellencies, panelists, and fellow ASEAN colleagues. May I address the esteemed dignitaries joining us today. หม่อมราชวงศ์นงครานชมพูนุช Chair of the Digital Council of Thailand. Ms. Hong Sin Kwek, President ASEAN CXO Association. Dr. Paramet Vimolsiri, Chairman of the Board ASEAN CXO Association. Mr. ชัยเจริญอติแพทย์ Strategic Advisor ASEAN CXO Association. Mr. ธงตั้งศรีเจริญ Vice Chairman of DCT. Mr. ลักษณ์เตชะวันชัย Vice Chairman of the DCT. Mr. กำพลสอนธนรัตน์ Committee of the DCT, and the last, Dr. Tip Aswanan, Director of the DCT. Welcome also to our distinguished panelists, the DCT board members and all executives. I am Arada Wongamphaiwit, Assistant to the Chair and Head of Legal at the Digital Council of Thailand. And I will be your moderator for today's program. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the MOU signing ceremony and seminar theme. ASEAN Digital Next, Empowering Cooperation for Global Digital Leadership, a joint initiative between the Digital Council of Thailand and the ASEAN CXO Association. Please note that we will be recording video and taking photographs throughout the event for internal and external media, publication and public relations purpose. Before we proceed, allow me a brief moment to introduce the Digital Council of Thailand, or DCT. DCT is a private sector organization playing a vital role in working collaboratively with the private sector, the government, and the public, aiming to enhance the nation's digital competitiveness and sustainably develop the country's digital human resources. For the DCT's strategic mission is defined by 5 key pillars. The first, digital index and standard. Second, public policy and public-private people partnership. The third, digital workforce. Fourth, digital economy. And the last, regional innovation hub. This also includes driving digital sustainability, digital culture, and special projects. For our first agenda, I will like to invite Hmom Rachwong Nongkran Chompunut, Chair of the Digital Council of Thailand, to provide the opening address and share their insights on the scope of cooperation for this partnership.
Ms. Song Sin Kwek, Dr. ปรเมศ ทีวิมลสิริ คุณชัยเจริญอติแพทย์แล้วก็คุณธงตั้งศรีตระกูลแล้วก็ท่านthe executive board member committee member and all esteemed guests. It is a profound honor of me to participate in the signing ceremony of the significant memorandum of understanding between the Digital Council of Thailand and the ASEAN CXOA Association. This MOU represents a strategic unification of force aimed at leverage digital capability and building leadership at the regional level. Our primary objective are accelerating digital innovation, which is to facilitate the exchange of ideas, best practice, and innovative solutions, therefore accelerating digital transformation across ASEAN. ASEAN Strategic Network, which will be to empower C-level executive by enhancing their digital leadership and strategic capability through access to the ASEAN Executive Network, specialized network shop, and high-level networking opportunities, which by also strengthening regional collaboration by bridging network across ASEAN through the association regional the Digital Council local presence. In an era of AI and digital transformation drive the global economy, forging the strong and trustworthy regional cooperation is the crucial key to guiding Thailand and ASEAN toward the leadership in the digital economy. Focusing on the role and responsibilities of the Digital Council under this MOU, we will legal engagement and promotion, which it will act as the primary local facilitator to promote joint initiatives, ensuring member organizations are informed and engaged. For the member integration, we will assist to integrating the association regional expertise into the Digital Council current activities and the event of the DCT to feedback and continuous improvement to gathering feedback from the members and stakeholders to continuously enhance collaborative program and initiative. The Digital Council of Thailand fully committed and present to act as the main facilitator in Thailand to fully promote and integrate ACXOA regional expertise into the member of activity of DCT. The combination power of ACXOA regional expertise and DCT strong domestic digital industry network will be significant driving force. I am confident that this partnership will lead the mutual success to creating sustainable and inclusive digital future for everyone in ASEAN. Thank you.
Thank you very much หม่อมราชวงศ์นงครานชมพูนุช Chair of the Digital Council of Thailand. The next we will hear the perspective from our partner. I would like to invite Dr. Paramet Vimonsiri, Chairman of the Board, ASEAN ACXOA Association, to share his view of the scope of cooperation.
หม่อมราชวงศ์นงครานชมพูนุชคุณธงตั้งศรีตระกูล Chairperson and Chairman of the Digital Council of Thailand คุณชัยเจริญอติแพทย์คุณเควกฮองซิน the advisor and president of ACXOA. I'm very pleased to enjoy this occasion of the MOU signing between ASEAN CXO Association and the Digital Council of Thailand. Today marks the milestone of our commitment to strengthen ASEAN digital future as we align our collective vision to empower leader, transform industry, and elevate digital economy in our region. This partnership is not merely symbolic. It represents a shared purpose to translate the strategy into action and aspiration into sustainable impact. Across Asia, growth is about developing the region, not just expanding market, but empower mind and enabling innovation. For the first time last year, the global FDI flowing into ASEAN region surpassed that of China. So that's show how the global confidence have in our regional potential. This historic shift also highlight that the world see ASEAN as a new engine of digital growth, a dynamic hub where technology, sustainability, and the inclusiveness will converge. The ASEAN digital economy, as projected by the Temasek Google e-economy 2025 report, show that the track of the value of the digital economy will exceed $300 billion value. Behind this growth lies a deeper transformation, namely the rise of the digitally confident leader, the visionary organization, and the collaborative ecosystem that transcends border. Our partnership with the DCT embody that very transformation. Together, we are committed to build capability, sharing knowledge, and accelerate innovation that benefit not only one nation but the entire ASEAN community. Let me share a little bit on the ASEAN CXO Association. I think we are the trusted regional brain trust of the C-suite executive community, comprised leader from government, enterprise, and innovation sector. Through our 8 Wisdom Council, and we will add another one soon in the 9th ASEAN CXO Forum in Singapore, we advance strategic focus in areas such as the digital leadership, digital diversity, green and sustainability, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. In addition to address inclusiveness and impact, we ensure that no one is left out or left behind. So we also address the women in tech, digital entrepreneurship, and youth innovation. The Digital Council of Thailand, on the other hand, has been instrumental in driving Thailand's national digital agenda, advancing policy, enhancing innovation, and supporting industry to thrive the increasing digitalized world. Together, this MOU will bridge linking Thailand's robust national digital ecosystem with the ASEAN regional momentum through activities such as the co-branded forum, leadership program, and cross-border innovation exchange. We will foster collaboration among more than 100 C-suite from Thailand at the upcoming 9 ASEAN CXO Forum and the broader ASEAN network. This partnership, we believe, is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, trust, and sustained cooperation to build the shared digital future that is secure, intelligent, sustainable, and inclusive. As we look ahead, I'm pleased to announce that the next major milestone of our journey will be the 9th ASEAN CXO Forum to be held in March 3rd, 4th next year under the theme Crafting the Future, Leading Intelligent, Secure, Sustainable, Prosperous, and Green Digital Generation. This forum will convene 500 to 600 participants from policymakers, CEO, innovator, and change maker to shape the blueprint of ASEAN digital transformation. It will be a platform to translate today's MOU into collaboration from vision to the real action. In closing, let us remember that the ASEAN digital rise is not defined by technology alone, but by leadership, partnership, and purpose. The signing of this MOU is a step forward in that journey. It's a declaration that ASEAN is ready to lead, ready to collaborate, ready to craft digital future that is intelligent, secure, sustainable, prosperous, and green. Thank you for your attention and look forward to see you all in the 9th ASEAN CXO Forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paramet Wimunsiri, Chairman of the Board, ASEAN CXO Association. We now move to the MOU signing ceremony between the Digital Council of Thailand and the ASEAN CXO Association. would like to invite the following signatories and witnesses to please come forward to the signing table. May I invite หม่อมราชวงศ์นงครานชมพูนุช Chair of the Digital Council of Thailand. Ms. Hong Sin Kwek, President ASEAN CXO Association. Mr. ชัยเจริญอติแพทย์ Strategic Advisor ASEAN CXO Association. And Mr. ธงตั้งศรีตระกูล Vice Chairman of the DCT. The next, I invite you now to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. And the next, we will enter to the photo session. Session 1, could I please ask our 4 executives to hold their pens hovering above the document and look toward to the camera for our first photo. Session 2 next could be the 4 executives. Please stand up and raise the sign agreement for the capture. Close the cover, yes. Okay. Okay. Open the MOU. The next photo. Yes. Okay. Okay. Next section. I would like to invite 4 executives to step forward. Yes, to the front of MOU table for a group photograph. And please open the MOU. Yes. Yes, and for executive, please still stand here, please. Okay, next session, please remain the front. We are now invite executive from DCT and ACXOA to join the group photo. Mr. Thiranan Sri Hong, Board of Committee ACXOA. Okay, no coming. Okay, sorry. Mr. Lakte Chawanchai, Vice Chairman of the DCT. Mr. Kampon Sonthanarat, Committee of the DCT. The next, Dr. Parameti Vimonsiri. And the last, Dr. Tip Aswanan, Director of the DCT. Thank you once again to all our distinguished signatories for the MOU ceremony. We now move into the important discussion, the future of work, security, and growth, ASEAN's digital transformation in the age of AI. I am delighted to invite Dr. Tip Aswanan, Director of the Digital Council of Thailand, to panelists and moderate the next discussion. Yes.
Hello. So okay, we are now on to our next session, which is the seminar on the future of work, security, and growth, ASEAN's digital transformation in the age of AI. So I think I will be the only one physically present here. I think the rest of the guests will be joining us from Zoom. Okay. So our first panelist is from Singapore, Mr. Christopher Leck, Director Cybersecurity, Nanyang Technical University, and also ACXOA member. So please welcome Mr. Christopher Leck. Hello. Okay. And next we have from Malaysia, Ms. Aini Susanna Arifin, the chair of Stepan UNESCO and ACXOA AI Wisdom Council. So Ms. Aini, hello. And next we have from the Philippines, Ms. Mel Miquino from GoGoLook, Southeast Asia Regional Director, PCIOA
Hello,
Chairman, and ACXOA member.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Morning.
You nigga. Okay, so before we begin the session, I'll give a quick introduction about why ASEAN is important in this AI economy age. Let's wait for the team to bring up the presentation. So I'll first give a very brief introduction about our economy. As we know, we are all from ASEAN, which means that we are the representative of the Southeast Asian nations. And ASEAN is the world's fourth largest economy. And we are also one of the fastest growing region globally. We are growing 25% faster than the global average. And our GDP is over $4 trillion US. And our GDP growth is 4.3%, which is comparing against the global of 3.2%. And our fastest growing industry is digital industry, which is represented by the e-commerce, as shown on the left-hand side of the chart from 2022 to 2024. So e-commerce is growing really fast and will also be growing into the future. หน้าต่อไป next slide please and at least 3 of our economies, Singapore, the Philippines, and Malaysia, are among the global top 10 in terms of AI interest and also demand. And okay, and in terms of infrastructure, we are also quite ready to grow into the AI future. So Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines, we have data center capacity that is ready to grow. And recently, there has been a lot of big tech investment from Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and many others. So this looks very good for the future. ไปหน้าต่อไป But anyway, we also have a risk going forward. So, and this is one of the topics we'll be talking about today, which is cyber crime. So, I think that the data here is that 1 in 2 of half of our users have fallen victim to online scams. And 3 out of 4 online scams happens through messaging apps and social media. So this is something that we will be discussing today. Okay, next. So now let me take the floor to our panelists. I'll be asking questions to each of the panelists, and please time yourself because I think we have about 5 minutes per person per question. So the first question is to Mr. Christopher Leck from Singapore. So Singapore is often viewed as ASEAN's AI and cybersecurity leader. So how can Singapore share your digital governance framework to uplift the regional trust and also interoperability? Go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Good morning, distinguished guests. And I'm really happy to connect in from Singapore. And back to the question on this, how Singapore can play the role. I would say that Singapore being a hub for the world as well as ASEAN, I think we do play a pivotal role in putting everyone together to address this, I would say, growing risk AI transformation. When we talk about digital governance, the digital governance is underpinned by rapid changes, and we are actually facing a growing challenge of cyber risk, the ethical dilemma, as well as the widening digital divide. So just now, Chairman has mentioned we are running a marathon, which is something very close to my heart, because our collective success depends on how we collectively work together to make sure that we have a very sustainable growth leveraging AI. So your question on how can Singapore share our digital governance framework, I would say that Singapore take the approach of being a test bed for the region. On the fact that Singapore has many initiatives in terms of, I give for example, AI adoptions. As many of you all may also come across, our IMDA has actually developed this framework that looks into AI governance. And through this effort, there's many projects that were being run in Singapore. That includes projects like the AI Verify testing that looks into some of these AI secure testing development. So when we talk about the whole adaptation, Singapore is being able to have a lot of these test-bed projects to drive collaboration and share this experience to our regional partners in ASEAN. And we believe that through sharing, the adoption can be driven across our members countries. Aside from that, Singapore actually has committed, I think last announced in the SICW, on continuing investing in building out what we call the ASEAN Singapore Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. So as part of the AI adoption, is underpinned by the need to ensure security. So this Center of Excellence has been pivoted in putting the ASEAN country together to knowledge sharing, as well as the last announced in the recent SICW that Singapore is going to run a Cyber SG leadership program that will be launched in December 2025. And this will help to bring up the cybersecurity leadership across ASEAN. So the third aspect I will share is how can we drive for common standards, especially when we embark on digital transformation, digital adoption. So it's important for the ASEAN country to come together to develop common standards. And this will help us to have a unified way of sharing data securely. Not limited to that, within NTU as a university, we have numerous labs that were driving some security practices like, for example, homomorphic encryption that actually could help to drive some of this adoption for how data can be shared safely. I think ultimately, by putting all this effort together, we hope to build the trust through constant dialogue, conversation, training, as well as conference like this, as well as next year where Singapore is going to host the CXO conference. And this will bring everyone together as we champion the whole digital adoption in this region. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Christopher Leck. I think that was very interesting, and I hope that in the future, I think we all can learn from your governments and also your country's example, because I think Singapore is actually one of the leaders in this area. And now on to Ms. Aini Susana Arifini from Malaysia. So Malaysia's Madani economy and national digital economy blueprint emphasizes on inclusive digital growth. How is Malaysia preparing its workforce for AI-driven transformation?
Good morning to all the organizing committee and all the participants. Thank you very much for inviting me to share my knowledge and also our experience, what we have done. Okay, back to the question, how Malaysia, we're preparing for our workforce. As we know, workforce is very limited, is very crucial and asset for each nation. And through our, what I call it, UNESCO initiative, where we do the ASEAN, all the ASEAN country that's already, we do the assessment. Through the assessment, we notice that AI skills is still limited. Yeah, so we have to move towards the upskilling and retraining. So for the AI-driven transformation. So based on that recent assessment, we understand that Malaysia has been actively reshaping our education, our skill, and also our national policy. So to prepare for this AI-driven transformation, so that we're moving from ad hoc training towards the coherent, national strategy that link the public policy, industry partnership, and also our targeted upskilling. So under this government, we have established our Ministry of Digital in November 2023. And the agenda is not the agenda, and we also border the Madani economic approach, whereby we're looking at the inclusive digital growth And recently, under our budget 2026, we have allocated fund for digital skills and AI readiness, as well as industry academia initiatives. So these initiatives are being operationalized through establishment of various new institution. Example, like we have established last August, we have established National AI Office, National AI Office, been formed, which together to coordinate the talent pipeline, a certification program, and sectorial for AI pilots, for the education to help the workforce. So early steps include our national AI roadmap. We have established our AI roadmap that we identified priority sector. AI can skill up in the example like workforce in the healthcare, agriculture, education, where all these emphasize on our workforce development. So for a start, at the tertiary and vocational level, Malaysia have updated our curriculum and promoting our industry relevant credential to produce example like our data scientists, AI engineers, and also digital specialists. So we also focus on the large cloud and hyperscale investment in Malaysia, so that we can look at the sizable skills commitments. For example, we look at announcement of partnership with major cloud providers. So definitely with Microsoft, with AWS, with Google, So we look into reskilling not only for the public and also for the whole nation, because in our roadmap we mentioned that AI is for all. So hope that we can train 1,000 or million of Malaysian to become at least advanced AI literacy. So we have done that through the effort from the Microsoft, from the Googles, and also AWS. We have managed to train more than 300,000 public officers and also 220,000 teachers, educators. And as I'm talking about educators, not from the background, also for the non-technical. So we have trained them and millions of the students as well, because we know that student is our future generation and the future workforce for the nation as well. So simultaneously, the government also have coming out with our National Action Plan 2026 to 2030. So we focus on policy, and also now we're focusing on ethics and regulatory guidance. So because we believe that this education, this knowledge is very crucial. Now we're talking about technology. On the other hand, we're also looking into the AI, responsible AI. So we want our workforce also, future workforce also have understand what are the impact from the AI system that we adopted. So we at the action plan is a very large scale workforce initiative that we're taking into that. So to reach beyond formal education, so Malaysia invested on the life learning and micro-credential. This one I have to thank to Singapore AI, for AI Singapore, because we a lot on the lifelong learning in AI. So we look into the awareness levels, we look into the knowledgeable workforce, and we're also looking into the expert workforce as well. So we look into that. So the public sector capacity building is very crucial for the government to adopt responsible AI. So and with that incentive as well, we put also the R&D, because we believe in the workforce, talking about responsible AI, that's where we are lacking now. So the education also, we are emphasizing on the responsible AI. So with all the challenges, we are matching from the supply, demand, and improving the quality of instruction, ensuring equitable access, especially in the non-urban, we consider urban area. So we're looking into this combination in our national roadmap. So last not least, we're also looking at hyper-skill commitments and coordinated agency effort, not only at Malaysia, we're also now looking at the ASEAN level. So I'm quite happy that in terms of the workforce, we have together with ASEAN, we have developed and is also leading by Singapore. We have developed the AI responsible, roadmap for 2025 to 2030 to address one of the critical issue, that is the workforce, not for Malaysia only, also for the ASEAN and regional level. So that's all the initiative that we hope that we can come out with a very skillful workforce in AI to help our AI sector.
So thank you very much, Ms. Arifin. I think that was very impressive. And we at DCT have been following Malaysia's example. And I think your country has done like a very big improvement over the past many years. And I think look forward to opportunity to having like more detailed exchange to learn from your experience so that we can also do the same thing for our country. So now on to the Philippines, Ms. Miriguno. The Philippines has a young and tech-savvy population driving the digital adoption. How is the government ensuring equitable access to AI and digital tools across urban and rural areas?
Okay, so hi everyone, good morning. So first of all, allow me to actually extend my congratulations for this MOU. As far as the Philippines is concerned, we all know that our country, the Philippines, has the highest internet penetration rate. In fact, an average, right, for a Filipino engaging in social media, in all of these online services, that would have an average of 12 to 13 hours per day. So people in the urban, as well as I would say commercial rural areas, are really heavy on social media. In fact, they get all of the updates, right, from the national government, from the media, through these different social media platforms. But taking note of my statement earlier, we can only reach not all of these rural areas, right? We can only reach those, I would say, provincial or rural areas that I would say more of within the progressive mode. And of course, this hurdle, right, hampers the education, the reach of the Filipinos towards financial inclusion. And this also includes retail and e-commerce that is actually being challenged, and even, of course, their own personal growth. And these challenges has been, highly recognized, right, by the national government, specifically the Department of Information, Communications, and Technology. Hence, I am actually proud to share with you that we have launched actually a law. This is the Konektadong Pinoy Act. So we call it a KPA. So this is practically giving better internet access, right, for all of us. And with this KPA, so it will practically encourage, right, I would say more internet connectivity, or let's say telco providers to enter the country. And this will, I would say, on the consumer spending side, will also benefit, almost all of the Filipinos, because the cost of our connectivity, right, will of course definitely go down because of this, I would say, a healthier competition that is coming in, in the market. So with the entry, of course, we are also in the phase of implementing. So we have passed the law this year, and it's also approved. And then of course, after the law, we need to come up with the IRR, implementing rules and regulations. So I'm also happy to share with you that we have also be able to actually finalize and have the IRR approved already. So practically, we are in the phase of preparing for its full implementation. AI, as well as the other emerging technologies, will be evaluated and adapted by the national government. So this is so it's not just AI, but we are looking at the other emerging technologies on how it can boost digital transformation, not only within the private sector, but of course, most especially within the national government, or I would say within the different agencies, right? Philippine government. AI actually powers the massive digital transformation, and we can see here actually how the skills, competence, as well as resources coming from the private sector is being extended to the national government. So there has been a big effort on the proper use and education of artificial intelligence, a guidance, actually a set of guidance and resources extended by the private sector, specifically the big social media companies as well as big technology companies residing in the Philippines. So this does not only benefit the national government, but as well as the micro and small and medium sized businesses as well. So we see our pathways for growth as the following. I guess the first one is for Philippines is very serious in pushing forward strategic reforms. So one of these is really the passage as well as the very soon implementation of the Konektadong Pinoy Act, which is part and parcel of the Digital Bayanihan campaign of our DICT. The next one is a major focus is needed on education and training to practically align human capacities with the demands of the new digital economy that we are actually embarking. And then digital infrastructure. So we are also seeing we have practically opened the market, right, to the entrance of AI-powered data centers. But of course, this may take from our end because adapting AI-powered data center would also need to see the readiness, right, of the huge conglomerates as well as the different business enterprises in the Philippines. So hence, there must really be a concerted effort to upgrade the skills of the existing workforce to enable them and take on new jobs as well and avoid any form of I would say inequalities that could rise from the rapid technological change. So basically this is what we are doing in our country, and we are actually looking at a very aggressive stance to really boost forward our digital economy, having this significant contribution eventually within ASEAN. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Miriguno. So that was a very wonderful example. Philippines is a up and coming country and also very young. And I think there's a lot of things to worry about because you have a lot of young people growing up, which is, I think, opposite from what we have here in Thailand, because we are like approaching the aging society. So I think we are on to the second question, security and policy. But before I begin, I would like to welcome Mr. Thiranan Sihong. He's a board of committee, ACXOA. And actually, the first question will be to Mr. Thiranan Sihong. So as Thailand expands its smart city and industry 4.0 initiatives, how can cybersecurity readiness keep pace with technological deployment?
Well, that's actually a very difficult and very challenging areas actually, because I think we have challenges around issues around the IoTs, the devices, endpoint securities, and also securities in other forms, right? In the general server data center kind of securities, and also the issue on the other type of cyber and financial crimes, which is probably as of equal importance that Thailand is addressing at the moment. I think in general, at the national level, we have the National Securities Committee, who working on the general policies and also rules and regulations that companies need to understand, and also working through various government agencies to promote both the understandings, educations, development of national infrastructure such as the CERT, the CERT on various sectors, and how the cyber response team, that kind of source at the operational level. And also there are rules and regulations, regulators, especially in the financial sectors. Right now, they're working together, right? The insurance, the Bank of Thailand, which is overseeing banks, and also the security commissions, right? Security and Exchange Commissions. They're working together, trying to uplift the capability and understandings of securities issues, policies, and how the security is embedded in the infrastructures, in the applications level of the companies that under their supervisories. So they have something like joint training sessions that they require company directors to attend. They have, because I think company directors is one of the very top target groups for education, because they need a guideline on how they can influence the policies for each of the companies. And also top executives, there are so many courses and also workshops that are organized. And as I said, at the operational level, also ensuring that everybody knows what to do on a daily basis, right? But for the public, there are also funds and effort and programs to educate the public. But for the public, it's not the technical securities issues. It is more on the awareness of risk, on the behavioral side of people. And I think the key challenge right now around the securities issue that we are addressing is that, as I said, it's not just the cyber crimes that matters anymore. Right now, AI has come into play. There are issues around scammers that are using AIs and also using the security penetration tools to attack both the company side and also to target the innocent individuals, right? The latest incident that we have is actually hacking into some of the central program and database and acting as a real domains of each company to luring people into things like online gambling and also other types of stealings and theft, for example. So it's evolving quite fast. And I think it is still a challenge for both the government and the private sectors to catch up with all of these developments. I think that's in sum on how we are responding at the moment. But I think there's still a big gap, both in terms of knowledge and the technologies and the perceptions and the readiness of Thai organizations and also Thai citizens as individuals to cope with these issues.
So thank you very much, Mr. Thiranan. Being from Thailand myself, I can say that cyber scam is a very big issue, and it's becoming very organized. It seems like organized crime, and it's really big. And I think Mr. Thiranan just covered a very good aspect of it. But for other panelists, if you have other things to share, if you're not asked directly, please also share. And maybe this is something good that could come out of our collaboration, because I think cyber scam is affecting all of us in a very big way, and it's a very central issue, at least in Thailand right now, and it probably will remain a central issue for a year or two, or forever if it's not resolved. Okay, so now to Mr. Christopher Leck, as AI transform business and government operation, how does Singapore ensure ethical AI adoption and human accountability?
Okay, thanks for the question. I think this is quite broad. Just now, I did mention about the framework that Singapore has pushed out, which is called the AI model governance framework. But to be very honest, a framework remains a framework if you're unable to translate into practice. So I can share some of my journey and experience within the university as we take on the journey of AI adoption. So I would say fundamentally, we need to get a very good governance structure to be put out, because when you're adopting AI, it's really about how do you get your top management to support, and we have to build a structure. And AI being the very, I would say, evolving and also fast, rapid changes of what you're anticipating, you have to really get the top level support. And with that in mind, just how you also asked about the ethical aspect, we always ask a question when we are embarked on AI, right? Why do you need to do it? And what is the impact? And the impact is not about just talking about the business. How does it impact individual, the society? So these are considerations as we embark on this. Of course, as we progress with all these, we start to look into the very traditional governance topic around security as well as data governance. Because when you are embraced on AI, right, we are going to have a lot of data to be consumed. How do we have the ability to ensure the data quality is not compromised? So just imagine today we are so used to Gen AI, the use of Gen AI. Imagine if these data are being poisoned with malicious content, we would trust what AI will tell us, right? So these are very key consideration. And obviously, as I talk about the testing part, right? Just how I did mention about IMDA pushing Verify AI, it's actually a framework, a lack of just to prescribe it. Because when you start with the actual testing, as we have been through, so I can give one example of AI chatbot that we have subject to testing. We start to realize that as we embark on AI testing, there's also a deep consideration of the cost, as well as to how intense you want to test. The reason for that is because you have to first assess the business impact of this application before then you decide how intense you want to conduct such a test. Because all these tests also consume tokens, which will mean translating to dollar and cents. So these are some of the deeper consideration as you embark on the actual deployment. And beyond that, we have to assure and make sure that there are proper processes put in place. You mentioned about the ethical part. I think it's very important as we embark on AI, right? You have to make sure that human is always having oversight. This is what we always call human in the loop. More so for very critical kind of application. For example, if you are dealing, leveraging AI in terms of healthcare or making diagnosis, right? You really want to have human oversight. AI could be used for like typically lower risk scenario, like summarizing your minute meetings and all this, and this may allow us to have a bit of autonomy. So overarching, there are constant challenges of making sure that as we embark on this AI journey, we are safe and sound. Fortunately, in Singapore, our government agency has been quite actively in pushing some of these practices. For example, CSA has published some publication on securing AI system. And quite recently, we are even looking into securing agentic AI. And I must say that these are constantly evolving, and such framework are not cast in stone because in a space where things are moving extremely fast. So it requires a lot of industry partnership as well as regional collaboration for us to get a better handle of how can we get on this journey safely.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Lek. I think that was very wonderful, and hopefully we can do like a side session to learn from how Singapore sets up its framework. And now on to Ms. Aini Sana Arifini. So with Malaysia becoming a regional data center and cloud hub, what national cybersecurity strategies are in place to the medical risk, to the digital risk?
Thank you. Okay, as we know, to mitigate the risk from AI is not that easy. I think all the committee members here agree with that. Okay, so let me share what Malaysia initiative on our national cybersecurity strategies to mitigate the risk. As Malaysia going to become the regional data center, as you know, and also the cloud hub. And recently, Malaysia also has been appointed to be the lead for AI safety AI safety network. So that is very crucial for us when we're talking about ASEAN AI safety network for the region. With all this on our mind, so because of that, Malaysia with the rapid image regional data center and the cloud. So by 2028, we hope there will be more than 80 data center to be built, to be established throughout our country. So this also. So therefore, this will become our concern to become into the central national security and also the economic priority. So we are not looking into this, we have to look into that. Therefore, the government has framed our cybersecurity strategy and also national through our Malaysia cybersecurity strategies. So in fact, we have started since 2020. And we also have established our National Cybersecurity Agency. We call it NEXA, which together we set out the whole of nation approach to protect critical information across not only for the public and also the private sectors. So NASCA mandated to coordinate protections of national critical information infrastructure. So we have our NASCA to look into that and also look into the advanced shared capabilities such as cert function and promote cyber awareness and the workforce capability. So this central structure under NASCA are backed by dedicated funding, public sector education drive, and also the cross-agency, risk governance to close the gaps. As we know, these are the big gaps by hyperskills cloud growth. So in order to address this threat, raising from these data centers. So Malaysia have in August 2024, we have introduced and launched our Cybersecurity Act, Act 854 Act. So to look in this. So for Malaysia, we have policy mix coupled with regulation and with the incentive as well. So the government is refining the regulation framework standard to acquire our robust residency, encryption, and also measuring of the operation for hypercycle facilities and also the cloud sensors. It also leverage on partnership with major cloud providers who are investing in our local infrastructure to upgrade national cyber defense capabilities, including our joint incidents response exercise, commercial security tooling, and also shared threat intelligence. So in 2023 and 2024 itself, we received more than 110 ringgit investment on data centers and also for the cloud data center establishment. So with that, we look into a key strength to this approach. We call it secure by design. We look into the infrastructure and also promotion of international best practices in chain of security, our physical security facilities and operation. And also thank you to Singapore again. So with their framework, Malaysia learned a lot from the best practices. And as we know, Singapore also with their introduction of the very comprehensive testing and validation and sandbox through the verified framework. So Malaysia have used that as part of our benchmark. So we learned a lot from there, from Singapore. So importantly, I can see here, cybersecurity investment is framed not only defensive, but also as an enabler of trust that attracts further cloud and data center investment. So that Malaysia is working to standardize accreditation. We want to encourage public-private information sharing and develop a large pool of cyber professionals through our training pipelines. So I mentioned just now with the Malaysia cybersecurity strategy has set up earlier the architecture. So ongoing policy also updates our activities, together with the private sector commitment. We have become central for the country implementation on this. No doubt, so we also implementation challenges, also looking at raising the SME, small and medium resilience. So we want them to also looking at the combination of the legal instruments, national agency, and also we're looking into the standard working and also the strategy industry partnership. So lately, Malaysia, all this, I'm happy to see that Malaysia now working closely with the Thailand National Security Division, so to help us on the AI safety network. So we hope that we can organize AI ASEAN AI safety workshop conferences in mid-June 2026 in Bangkok. And also, we're also looking into the quantum. Now everybody is talking about the quantum communication. So this is the reason technology, because they hope that with this quantum communication, preparedness us to mitigate the risk through the cybersecurity initiative. So we hope, and I'm looking forward for all the partners for the ASEAN to work closely with Malaysia for us to implement effective ASEAN AI safety network. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Ms. Arifini. I think you mentioned several times that you learned the things you learned from Singapore, right?
Yes.
So but I think on the other hand, Thailand can learn from Malaysia.
Okay, we work as a team.
We look forward to that, okay, because you are a large nation as well. So I think there are things that we can probably adopt from what you have already done. So now on to Ms. Mel Migrino from Philippines. Cybersecurity threats are on the rise in Philippines as your country digitized its public and financial sectors. What policies are being prioritized to protect your citizens' data and digital identities? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the question. So Philippines has a number of national policies as well as regulations that supports the use of the personal data within the digital space. So among these, of course, number one would be our Philippines Data Privacy Act that is anchored from the provisions of GDPR and are strictly being followed by the respective data controller as well as data processors in terms of using the data across the different phases within the data lifecycle. There is also the guidelines on the application of the Data Privacy Act, so, it's implementing rules and regulations and the issuance of the National Privacy Commission with regard to artificial intelligence systems processing personal data. So we have released this NPC advisory December of last year, wherein it states the different provisions for AI-powered systems that actually uses, analyzes, as well as provide outcomes, wherein personal data can be actually part of that. Of course, there is also a bill with regard to the ethical use of data. This bill is actually refers to the establishment of a regulatory framework for a robust, reliable, as well as trustworthy development, application, and use of AI that is now an agenda in the 20th Congress. We also have our NCSP. So this is the National Cybersecurity Plan 2023 up to 2028. So this outlines the government strategic roadmap developed by the DICT, which aims to build a trusted, secure, as well as resilient cyberspace for the entire nation. The data protection is a central part of this mission. Other cybersecurity strategies that we are actually adopting in the country is actually on the securing of our CII. So wherein this CII is part and parcel of the critical infrastructure. So that would include, of course, telecommunications, power, and so forth. The plan actually prioritizes the protection of CII, so energy, telecom, banking, to name a few. Since these sectors hold massive amount of personal data of the Filipinos, securing them is a direct measure to actually prevent large-scale data breaches. And we also have the plan that strengthens our NCERT. So this is the National Computer Emergency Response Team. So the aim is to handle cybersecurity incidents, including those that involve the malicious acquisition or compromise of personal data. And then the last crucial part of our NCSP is really around our workforce development. So this includes initiatives about the rapid development of a highly skilled cybersecurity workforce, addressing human capital shortage that are necessary to effectively implement the different technical security controls mandated by our Philippines Data Privacy Act. Other supporting laws will be, we do have the Cybercrime Prevention Act. This is dated way back 2012. Right now, this is under development because we wanted to ensure that the revisions in the Cybercrime Prevention Act will actually incorporate the new state-sponsored attacks powered by AI, as well as I would say improve or cyber safety controls to also combat AI-powered cyber attacks. So basically, these are the policies, laws, and regulations that we are enforcing in the Philippines, as well as those, regulations that we wanted to actually improve, or I would say level up, to really cater for the attacks that can be developed or powered by emerging technologies. Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I add something? Yeah, I think AI has brought in a very new and unique kind of security challenges, right? Because in the past, we talk about cybersecurities, we're talking about securities on infrastructures, application, and data. AI has brought in a new thing, which is the AI model itself, right? And it's not just protecting that, because AI asset has that fourth asset, which is the AI model. And it's not just issue around attack, securities being, that kind of assets being compromised, there are issues around integrity, especially the data integrity and the model integrity issues, which is, I think, is a very new areas of that the securities world need to start to understand and address, which is a very, very difficult issues, right? And as I said, there are issues around new type of cyber crimes. Like I give you examples of the misinformation, right? There's actually a new book from a Gardner analyst called, I think it's called The World of Misinformation. So I suggest everyone trying to look for that and try to read that and study that, right? For example, there are already websites that are there containing all the misinformations. And what do you do when your AI actually start crawling for information and found those websites and start taking out all those misinformation and being fed into your AI models? And it maybe if it keeps it there, it's developed further, right? And so there are ways of people to do bad things right now. And I think the security will need to address and try to keep up with all of these developments. And I think that's the country's cooperations around these issues become very important. I don't think anyone can address this type of new threats alone. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So now we are on to our final question, on to growth and regional collaboration. Okay, and the first question is for Mr. Thiranan Sihong. How's Thailand's public and private sector collaboration helping SMEs to adapt to the digital economy without leaving rural communities behind?
Yeah, I think for Thailand, the word SMEs and rural economies are kind of intermingled, actually. There's a lot of SMEs in the up countries, and that's where we also focus. The key government agency driving this is the Digital Economy Promotion Agency, which I have been the chairman for the last 8 years, about to retire from that position. But throughout the 8 years, SME has always the core strategic issues that we are trying to focus. So DEPA has been working with the local Chamber of Commerce in addressing the challenges on the digital adoptions in the SME sectors. So we're having various incentive and promotion scheme being implemented. I give you examples, right? There are what we call a digital coupons for SMEs to use. It's a way of government subsidizing SMEs to adopt digital technologies, right? We call it digital coupons. So we have a list of digital solution providers that are a registered list, right? So when SME wants to start purchasing or using that kind of service, they need to pay fees. And we're providing funds for that, right? To show the parts of the financial burdens. For that, there are matching fund for digital projects for SMEs. So you want to invest a large amount of money, right? Once they start investing to a certain point, we provide funds. We call it a matching fund because we always do matching funds. Actually, I mean the people who ask for funds need to invest their own money, and we subsidizing part of that. And also there are incentives for SMEs to start developing their own softwares. And there are tax incentives for digital players, for new digital players to work on SME solutions. For example, the accounting, the purchasing, the e-commerce. We work a lot with mom and pop shops, trying to bring them to using the e-commerce. They can be they can have their shop online. We provide training for them to learn on how to sell effectively online, and also start looking at ways to have what we call intelligent online shops, which is a more of the data analytics platform that they can analyze, they can understand their customers better, analyze the purchasing of those, and also working on a common data platform that data around e-commerce can be shared and learned so that they can follow the market more closely, or develop their new product and service, or receiving customer feedback around their product and service more in a more efficient manners. Things like marketing research, tools that they want to do, and also the research distribution tools. Some of them are still in paper ideas, but it is, I think the aim is how to shoulder the cost of SME to going into digital, because they don't have that much money, and they still a lot of gaps in terms of knowledge and experiences in dealing with the modern digital tools. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Tianan. So now on to Singapore, Mr. Christopher Leck. In the context of ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement, DIFA, what role can Singapore play to harmonize data protection and cross-border data flow?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think under this framework, there are quite broad stroke of topics and areas. Maybe I'll just want to specifically bring to attention on the area of cybersecurity, because since I'm also pretty much in cybersecurity, and I would say that Singapore does take a very proactive role. As an example, Singapore has set out the regional or the ASEAN regional COVID emergency response team, and I think that was announced last year. And this is to facilitate threat intelligence sharing, as well as building the trust among the ASEAN members. I thought that was a great idea, because we always say that cybersecurity is a team sport, right? And the only way for us to defend against the bad guys is for us to collaborate, build the trust, work together, and share the threat intelligence so that we can collectively be stronger. As just now I mentioned, is also facilitating through the ASEAN's Singapore Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. They've been able to bring together ASEAN members for training, capability building, and specifically on scams. Just now we talk about scams, I have a benefit of also sitting in our Singapore National Cybersecurity Awareness Alliance. We see these very great composites of the public-private sector coming together, and we do have tech companies like Google, Microsoft sitting in the committee. What I foresee is that this level of collaboration could also have the opportunity to expand. So collectively, the community can share and give more timely intelligence in a more real-time fashion, so that we can combat against malicious attack or cybercrime. At a more personal note, for myself, working within my community, which is the research and education in Singapore, I'm also driving some community effort to share intelligence among the university within Singapore. I also look forward to possible collaboration with fellow maybe sectorial members within the research education outside of Singapore, ASEAN-wide. So I do look forward to such possible collaboration. And I strongly believe that through this kind of effort, we can come together stronger to defend against the bad guy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I think we look forward for the collaboration as well. And hopefully we do not have to wait long. I think maybe after this we can talk and set up. I see many areas of collaboration that we can all learn from each other, and it's very exciting because at DCT we always look at our neighboring countries for best practices. But now that you guys are already here, so we might as well just learn from you. It will help save a lot of time. Okay, so now on to Malaysia. Ms. Aini Susana Arifin, how can Malaysia collaborate with ASEAN partners to promote AI innovation in sectors such as education, health, and green technology? Your mic's not open.
Sorry about that. Okay. Definitely collaboration is very crucial and is a necessity, you know, it's a need now. Okay, we're talking about international collaboration, not only at the local level, also at the national levels. And when you mention about education, health, and also green technology, this one is not only at Malaysia levels, it's also at the global level as well. So because of that, Malaysia, we have regional collaboration. So it's very, what you call it, is very crucial. Both for Malaysia, you know, we look at both export in digital strength. So we're looking at the export in our digital strength, and also to solve transnational problems where AI is a high social value, education, health, and also the green transition. So Malaysia can play convening roles in ASEAN through sharing of our regulatory experience. For example, our national AI governance principles, and we also have talking about ethical framework, and we also jointly, you know, develop our interoperable standards that can reduce friction of cross-border deployment and also the research. So I believe Malaysia, Thailand, and Philippines. Malaysia, Thailand, and also maybe Philippines. We are the members also for the P members for the ISO 42000 in Singapore as well. So we hope through this collaboration at the international level, we develop the standards. So based on that collaboration, I believe this benefit to our region as well. So when talking about the standard, we're also looking at harmonization of data standard and also the lawful mechanism for security, privacy. You know, we're also looking into preserving the data sharing across ASEAN members. So because this AI model is very crucial to look at what are the education ethicals, and also looking into the health civilians, and we're also looking at the environmental monitoring. So such mechanism is very important for us, looking at how together we train our AI, availability of the data, and also the most important thing is severity, data severity, also not at the local and also at the international levels. So with that, Malaysia is building our public-private partnership through our AI consortia. So we have launched our AI consortia when we launched our national roadmaps, comprised of government agency, also from the academia. And we're also looking into the association as well, because association is very crucial. And not least, importantly, also we're looking at the international expert as well. So this is where we call it, when it comes to the collaboration, we have adopted the global helix, you know, for all of us to look into that. And also with our growing cloud and also data center infrastructure. So we want to position to host our regional sandbox where our startup, university, and also ministry, you know, so to look at the education and health. So in education is health, maybe Malaysia, we could lead the regional initiative that we developed multilingual AI tutors and also curriculum adoptions. So we work closely with private agency companies. For example, we have a YTL, is one of our champion companies in Malaysia. We work closely with NVIDIA to look into this multilingual, also indigenous knowledge. So with this through, we look at the ASEAN linguistic diversity, and also we're looking at the varying the the connectivity. So as a regional center for digital, we could coordinate open education resources through this initiative introduced by UNESCO. We're looking at the open science platform, whereby Malaysian government have invested more than 20 million. We work closely with UNESCO, whereby we can collaborate on the data sharing especially for the science community environments. Yeah, so we can share all the data research finding from all over not only regional, not only ASEAN, and also through the global as well. So this is what we're looking at this model as well. So based on the consortia across Malaysia, we also would like to expand it at the ASEAN so that we can share the public health priority as well. Such as, I think we sharing, not we share, I mean, we have common, for example, diseases surveillance, we look at imaging, diagnostic, and we also can look at the telemedicine. So Malaysia, through the Ministry of Health, we are in the stage of developing our AI healthcare roadmap 2026 and 2030. So we are working closely, for example, for Malaysia, AI health is very important, because that's also the reason for the AIs. We have to make sure that our AI system is very safe. So we work closely with Singapore, we work closely with Australia, we work closely with Germany, because they are the one who expert on the health adoption of AI in health. So we work closely together. So as far as the green technology, so I believe in joint AI efforts to monitor forestation and coastal health, also optimize our regional energy grid, cross-border data inputs. So this is very important when we're talking about collaboration. So because of that, Malaysian government invested in data center, and we age our data center would help host and also operationalize our regional models. Okay, so in order to operationalize whatever I mentioned just now, collaboration, so we have prioritized our multilateral funding. So this is very crucial, because especially in the ASEAN region, so issue of financing is also budget allocation also is very crucial for ASEAN country members. So we have to look at the multilateral funding, look at development of finance and private capitals. So we share the standard work through the ASEAN mechanism, and also we look at the mobility program, how we can exchange researchers and also practitioners. So this is part of the collaboration. So I believe with this public-private cross-border combination of local startup, from all the ASEAN country members, and also with the global cloud provider, and also our university. So we hope that we can illustrate this transition of research into our field of service, especially we're looking at AI governance and ethics. So ethics is very crucial, and ASEAN level, we have introduced our ASEAN AI governance ethics, where we have expanded also to include the generative AI. So with that, we have to look at what are the research needed when it comes to the harmonization in governance as well as in the ethics, because we believe every nation, we have our own, when it comes to the AI ethics, we have our own constitution, we have our own belief, we have own culture. How are we going to harmonize all this? So in this collaboration, it is very crucial for us to look at collaboration at the internationally inclusive. So we have to prioritize on our building, especially I'm looking at the lower resources ASEAN members, because if you look at the collaboration and also AI development adoption, so when we develop the AI responsible roadmap 2026, 2025 to 2030, we can see there are three different stages. We're talking about the education. Some country members, they are still at the exploration stage. Some country members, they are considered at the implementation stage. For example, like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, we are implementing a lot of things. But we also have another stage, we're talking about education. Definitely, Singapore, they are the champion. So in ASEAN, when we look at this education, we look at the health and also the green technology, we also have to look at the readiness of each country members so that we can look at proper evaluation of our what I call it action plan and our initiatives. So with that, I would like to challenge all of us now, because we know in ASEAN we practicing consensus. So when it comes to AI, we must ensure the what I call it the transparency, the accuracy of the data, and also we have to look at the safety. So whether we have to go beyond the consensus, moving towards the commitment. Where maybe the consensus is good at certain level, but when it comes to the AI system, and with the introduction from the AI Act from EU and also from South Korea and also Canada, and they have introduced the AI Act. So for our regional area, we thought the consensus, what else that we have to look into that? Maybe I'm looking at the, when it comes to the collaboration, I'm looking at the commitment from all the country members. So that is our approach talking about international collaboration with the ASEAN partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Arifini. I think that's very wonderful, and I look forward to our collaboration. And then I think we can, many of the panelists have a lot of information to share, and I think we can set up webinars or online events, international online events. We can plan for many sessions, and I think a lot of interesting topics can be discussed and shared. So on to the final question for the final panelists. The Philippines, Ms. Mel Meguno, how can the Philippines position itself as a regional leader in digital talent development, especially in the AI and cybersecurity domain?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So this is indeed very exciting as well as interesting one. So I think I can first share my insights on strategic investments as well as development. Well, first off is really more on opening the market to building more data centers, improve our network infrastructure to actually be able to support, large scale AI, as well as security projects and its operations. The next one is really about upscaling our local talents. So we aim to actually invest in highly specialized, education, training, as well as extending scholarships to selected, I would say, academic institutions wherein they maintain the highest level of academic accomplishments, as this will actually bring forth strengthening the local cybersecurity workforce. And I would say, putting forward, a highly qualified, I would say, cyber battalion commanders within the country, and of course supporting ASEAN as a whole. And then of course we need to push forward with the PPP. That will be our private public partnerships. So we aim to foster collaboration, which we have practically started. In fact, for the past year, we have already instituted more than 100 bilateral agreements, within ASEAN and even also outside of ASEAN. If we speak about policy as well as regulatory frameworks, so I have mentioned earlier in my sharing about our position in really putting more efforts and strengthening our national cybersecurity plan. We support the development of the ethical AI guidelines and regulatory frameworks within ASEAN. In fact, for most of the, I would say, large size business enterprises here in the Philippines, they have started adopting as well the AI guidelines that's actually being published by ASEAN. We would also be focusing the proactive strategies such as a good offense, which involves learning from the global leaders. Well, of course, we would want first to learn from our neighboring countries within ASEAN. Of course, Singapore would be one of those, and also learn from other countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, and the rest. Other best practices, like winning use cases that have been really proven on their part, which we can also adapt here in the Philippines. And then the last one would be around ecosystem and also technological innovation. So we are looking at through DTI, Department Trade and Industry, and of course with the support of the ICT. So we are looking at really supporting local entrepreneurs, especially startup businesses, as well as innovators, to actually create solutions for the country's specific needs and drive digital transformation. So there is really a massive campaign in terms of continuously driving digital transformation, especially I would say for micro and small size businesses. Partner with international firms is also one of our key focus areas. Encourage local partnerships for foreign corporations to bid on government tenders and gain access in our local market. I guess these are some of the things that that we are really focusing on to ensure that we strive to actually attain and eventually maintain digital talent development in the areas of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity.
Thank you. Look forward to learning more about that in details, and definitely we'll set up subsequent sessions. I think very helpful sessions. I actually learned a lot today, and I'm quite hopeful because a lot of these information and best practices and key learning from the various countries usually very difficult to find and very hard to search for on Google, right? And I think it will be beneficial to a lot of people, and I think we'll discuss afterward about how we can make this bigger, how we can set up a platform for first sharing all of these key learnings and best practices of the different countries. Maybe we can have weekly or bi-weekly webinars, and at the same time we can talk about collaborations, and then hopefully we can include more countries as well. We only have 4 here. I think we need more. We don't have Vietnam, we don't have the Indonesia, and we're missing several other countries. We really need to go for that. If we are all up for that, I think we should really push this, and this will be the key point of having ASEAN, right? We have to collaborate. Okay, so this concludes our panel. I would like to thank the panelists from Singapore, Mr. Christopher Leck, Director Cybersecurity, Nanyang Technical University, ACXOA member. And from Malaysia, Ms. Aini Susanna Arifin, the Chair of Stepan UNESCO, ACXOA AI Wisdom Council. And from the Philippines, Ms. Mel Migrino Kokoluk is Southeast Asia Regional Director, PCI OA Chairman, and ACXOA member. And also from Thailand, Mr. Thiranan Sihong, Board of Committee, ACXOA. And for the final event, we have a final photo. So I would like to invite the following distinguished guests, Ms. Mom Rachwong Khan Chompunut, Chair of the General Council of Thailand, and Ms. Hong Sin Kwek, President ASEAN CXO Association, and Dr. Paramethi Vimonsiri, Chairman of the Board, ASEAN CXO Association, and Mr. Chai Jalern Athipat, Strategic Advisor, ASEAN CXO Association, and Mr. Thong Tang Sitagun, Vice Chairman of the DCT, Mr. Lak Desha Wanchai, Vice Chairman of the DCT, and Mr. Kampon Son Thanarat, Committee of DCT. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're done. Thank you very much for the people online. Thank you.